toxic individuals don't randomly appear in your life. In this video, I'll unveil straightforward, no-nonsense strategies to deal with toxic people effectively. By the end, you'll come to a powerful realization. The peace you've been searching for has always been within your control. Step 1. Forgive, but never forget. It's not about dismissing their actions or pretending the pain didn't exist. It's about setting yourself free without losing sight of what you've learned. Resentment is a heavy burden, one that binds you to the very pain you wish to escape. Years ago, I had a friend I trusted deeply. Let's call them Donald. One day, I opened up to Donald about something deeply personal, convinced they would keep it confidential. But within a week, I discovered he had not only shared my secret but twisted it, painting me in a terrible light to others. The betrayal was devastating. Then, one day, during a particularly dark period, I stumbled across a quote that stopped me in my tracks. Resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. I came to a sobering realization. While Donald had moved on, living their life without a second thought, I was the one stuck in a relentless loop of anger and pain. My resentment wasn't hurting Donald. It was only hurting me. I didn't reach out to Donald to reconcile or offer them a chance to return to my inner circle. I released the anger, not as a favor to Donald, but as a gift to myself. Yet, and this is crucial, I didn't forget. Donald's betrayal taught me one of the most valuable lessons about trust. Not everyone deserves a seat at your table. It's about reclaiming your peace while setting firm boundaries. But forgetting? That's a different matter entirely. Forgetting risks inviting the same pain back into your life. Forgiveness is like allowing a wound to heal without continually picking at it. The Stoics teach us the value of mastering our emotions, and forgiveness is a testament to that power. When you forgive, you take control of your story, refusing to let someone else's toxic behavior dictate your peace of mind. Step 2. Limit access to toxic people. It doesn't matter if they're family, childhood friends, or colleagues you see daily. If someone's toxic, emotionally draining, or constantly disrespecting your boundaries, it's time to limit their access. I used to be a chronic people pleaser. I'd spend hours on the phone with a friend who only wanted to vent about their problems, even though I was silently drowning in my own. I bent over backward for people who wouldn't lift a finger for me in return. Does that sound familiar? I realized I was pouring all my energy into others while neglecting my own needs. That moment was a turning point. It taught me the value of setting boundaries and being selective. I ended the call feeling utterly drained and asked myself, why am I allowing this? What do I actually gain from this connection? That's when it became clear. Not everyone is entitled to unlimited access to your time and energy. Take, for instance, that friend who constantly unloads their problems on you. Instead of diving into their negativity, try a simple shift in response. That's challenging. What's your plan to address it? You'll notice how quickly their interest fades when you're no longer an outlet for endless venting. Or think about a relative who habitually criticizes your decisions. There's no need to argue or defend yourself. A calm nod, a polite smile, and keeping your plans private can make their judgments powerless. Some might label you as cold or distant for doing this, but ask yourself, would you rather be liked by everyone or respected by the people who truly matter? Here's a lighter way to look at it. Think of your life as an exclusive VIP club, and you're the bouncer. Not everyone gets on the list. The chronic complainers or the drama seekers, they can stay out in the parking lot. But those who genuinely value and respect you, they're in the VIP lounge with you, enjoying the best the club has to offer. Here's the reality. When you start respecting your own value, the right people will naturally gravitate toward you. And as for the wrong ones, they'll either step up and meet your standards or walk away on their own. Either way, you win. Step 3. Use humor to disarm toxic people. Toxic individuals thrive on tension. They crave drama, conflict, and heated exchanges. Instead of getting drawn into their web, you deflect with a joke, a smile, or a playful comment that takes the wind out of their sails. I remember dealing with a particularly critical coworker. One day, this person decided to make me the target, commenting loudly about my messy desk in front of a group of colleagues. "Wow, your desk looks like a tornado blew through it. How do you even manage to find anything in that chaos?" They sneered, clearly expecting a reaction. Instead of feeling offended or rushing to defend myself, I smiled and replied, "You're absolutely right. This is my version of creative chaos." Albert Einstein's desk was messier than mine, so I must be heading toward genius. The group burst into laughter, and their attempt to humiliate me completely backfired. Humor is a powerful tool when dealing with toxic people, and here's why. It strips their words of power. By laughing off their insults or snide remarks, you show that their attempts to hurt or embarrass you are ineffective. But here's the trick. Your humor must be clever and playful, never sharp or cruel. The goal isn't to attack, but to diffuse. For example, if someone constantly interrupts you during a meeting, you might smile and say, "Wow, I didn't realize we were doing tag team speaking today. But it's my turn now. Thanks." It's a firm yet playful way to address the behavior without creating unnecessary friction. Humor is also effective against guilt tripping. Suppose someone says, "Oh, I guess you're too busy to care about me anymore." You could respond with a grin. "You caught me. I've been auditioning for the role of worst friend ever, and it sounds like I'm crushing it." Using humor doesn't mean you ignore the seriousness of their toxic behavior. It shows that you won't let them pull you into their negativity. It's a subtle way to assert your strength and demonstrate that their attempts to control or belittle you won't affect you. Step 4. Walking away from toxic relationships. Leaving a toxic person can be one of the toughest yet most freeing choices you will ever make. Toxic individuals are skilled at persuading you to remain. They might apologize, promise to change, or manipulate you with statements like, "If you leave, you're abandoning me." It's natural to question whether stepping away makes you the villain. However, the truth is that remaining in a draining relationship, be it a friendship, romantic involvement, or family connection, isn't an act of bravery. It's harmful to yourself. I once had a close friend who was the life of the party, but a nightmare behind closed doors. Every discussion revolved around their issues, their desires, and their drama. The turning point occurred during a crisis in my life when I reached out for support. His reply was, "That sounds tough, but I'm dealing with my own issues right now." That moment made me understand that his toxicity stemmed not from malice, but from a lack of care. Walking away doesn't necessarily mean severing all ties. It can involve limiting interactions, not answering every call, or delaying responses to texts, allowing them to become less prominent in your life. Even if you occasionally see or talk to them, it's important to stop allowing their opinions or actions to influence you. Sometimes stepping back means distancing yourself from people society expects you to remain close to, like family. The notion that you must tolerate toxic relatives simply because they are family is outdated and harmful. Walking away is not a sign of failure or surrender. It's a triumph in acknowledging your self-worth. Toxic individuals often make you feel excessive, inadequate, or at fault. However, once you distance yourself, clarity emerges. It was never about you, it was always about them. The most rewarding aspect? Walking away opens the door to surround yourself with those who recognize your worth and treat you with the respect you deserve. We've covered the first 4 steps to outsmart toxic people, but this is only half the picture. In the next part, we'll dive into the remaining 4 steps to help you refine your strategy even further. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the continuation.